Another My Natural World video. It's kind of boring, but whatever. You can stand it. This swallowtail butterfly. It was kind of pale, kind of a dull color, and no real reason. It just happened to be a handy, convenient picture, so I threw it in here. It's no good reason whatsoever. These turtle eggs. After some turtles hatched a couple of years ago, snapping turtle eggs. And something got to the nest, but they'd already hatched and pulled them, uncovered them. But I did find one buried in all the little eggs. There was one little turtle, and this turtles, big snapping turtle can lay like 50 eggs, so be quite a few. But there seems to always be a straggler or two, and they don't, whatever. They just don't turn on, And so I'll usually keep one for a year or two. Lower of a size, they're more likely to survive. It's just another picture, just a photo I had in the pile of photos. I said, oh, that's interesting, so I put it in here. Because I was kind of short on adventures lately. It's been raining and really hasn't been much to video. So it's just a bumblebee on a zinnia. And this gets even worse. This is like a picture of the sky. And there's something in the sky. What could it possibly be? Ah, it's an aeroplane. Yes. Okay, terribly interesting. This looks like a picture of the sky, but actually it's not. It's when the catfish, that's the word I'm looking for. When catfish lay their eggs, they swarm, and they haven't done it for a few years, which is not a good sign, so the catfish might not be doing too well in the pond. But it's amazing to watch till the little, they swarmed. This is just a fly. It was kind of like a little dragonfly. It was like a 1/4 inch long, so it's really hard to get a picture of. And this was a full-grown dragonfly. I mean, a regular size one, bigger one. But anyway, the little one was kind of weird. So I took a picture of it, tried to get a picture of it flying, and so I got away with it, but it's not a great picture. And so here's the only video I got. This was a fungus I found, or mushroom, whatever you want to call it. As I was walking, it was the size of a basketball. I mean, look at the size of this damn thing. And it's just such a curious. I never saw anything like that before. I mean, kind of an old guy, and I never saw a mushroom or whatever it is, a fungus that big. I mean, it was the size of a basketball. And some deers or something had been eating at it, so it had all these bite marks out of it. But it was just this big, giant fungus, and you're like, damn, It was just funny how, these things have evolved. I mean, it's a weird life form in the first place, and it's just, I just don't know whether that's like a kind of fungus that grows that big, or whether that's just a unusually, gigantic fungus. But I never saw one like it before. And I threw it back on the ground and it landed right back on its spot again, so that was pretty good. This is just a picture. I might have shown this one before, I don't know. It's just a picture of a painted turtle in the water, so I threw it in there because it was a picture in the pile of pictures, and there's no other brilliant reason for it to be there other than that it was a picture that was convenient. But it's a painted turtle. This is kind of a nice picture, and that's why I just threw it in there too. It's not a bad looking picture. It's, I don't know what that red stuff is called, the flower, so whatever it is, the town planted it, didn't come back the second year, so it probably wasn't a great thing to plant because it didn't survive very well. This is just two slugs that were on my deck doing the slug thing. They made this little like mucus ball from their slugging activity. And it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of creepy, but sensual in a way, I suppose. This is an old picture from once there was a hailstorm, and this is the size of the hail that came down, so it's a 1/4 there, so it was pretty big stuff was falling, pretty big rocks falling from the sky. So that's the biggest one I ever kept. I had it in my freezer for a while, but it didn't last forever. This is just a nice picture of a eastern box turtle. Might be in the GNUs later, story about them. But yeah, you just don't see too many of them. I haven't seen one all year, which is kind of depressing. But they can be a really pretty turtle, the real colorful ones. Some of them are kind of boring, but some are really colorful. This is me where I used to go swimming in the stream. Okay, it's not me. It's just some strange guy in the park who'd go swimming in the stream. But no, I guess it was me. But anyway, it was nice. You know, it lasted for 30 years or 20 whatever years till the tree washed out and my swimming hole washed away. It's just some flower from like a gourd plant, and it's just such a nice flower. I mean, it's got that whole symmetry thing going. The end.